Why we look so pretty. I got showered, cleaned up.
Got your scarf on. I wish I
got
had
my scarf. Why is there a story to everything?
There's got to be one.
There is not. You ask me any question. You can ask me about anything, and there is a story. These plants, there is a story. Those books and the way they're arranged, there's a story. Chloe's calling on my FaceTime, and there's definitely a story.
You can talk to her. I can go make coffee.
Hey, honey. There she is. It's the birthday girl.
Hi, Chloe. Happy birthday.
Hello. Testing, 1, 2. Testing, 1, 2.
It is Chloe Rose Bays, our correspondent from Mount Pleasant, Michigan. And it's her 24th birthday today.
24 years old.
It's rotation around the sun in our solar system.
All right, we're going to get back to film this podcast.
That's your question for the podcast.
Oh, my God. What is your favorite Christmas tradition?
I really like to make gingerbread houses, but I hate the stupid ass icing that they give you. And the only correct way to do gingerbread houses is with a glue gun, a hot glue gun.
Okay. And just don't eat it.
Oh, yeah. Well, who eats a gingerbread house anyways?
We're just letting people know. It's like a PSA.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I'm going to let you go. We're going to get back to Fireway. I love you.
Can I rent Step Brothers on your Amazon account?
Do you have my Amazon account?
Your Amazon Prime is logged in on my TV.
You can rent Step Brothers for your birthday. Okay. I love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Yes. Here's $6 for your 24th birthday.
Welcome to Fire Away, the podcast where we talk about things that make us laugh and things that make us human. We are Matt Bays and Leslie Robbins, and today we're going to talk about Is a Kiss for You?
Christmas movies?
The true meaning of Christmas. Barn, swaddling clothes, mooing cow.
Humility, authenticity.
Hay. And we're talking actual hay, not hey, girl.
Hey.
We're going to talk about flying drummers and their place in the genealogy of Jesus.
We talk about being judgy. We talk about being lazy.
Lazy in fear. Leslie has an aha moment.
Yes. Ding.
So let's get into it. We should record our intro first and then make ourselves adhere to it.
Okay.
I'm kidding. It would never work.
No. I was going to go with it. You know me.
I think it's one of Chris's favorite things about this podcast. He's told so many people, it's like kind of brilliant because they talk about whatever the hell they want to talk about. And then at the end, they record the intro as if
they had
a plan. Yeah. So we're letting you in on some behind the scenes at Fire Away. For those of you who think that we record the intro and then go into all this stuff, we don't. We talk about whatever the damn hell we want.
Yes.
And then at the end, we record the intro.
We try to remember what it was that we talked about.
We try hard.
Those of you who are watching YouTube with us today will notice that the last 2 episodes, all I've done is play with my chin hair.
You did?
I mean, 1,000,000 times. I just sit.
Can you feel it right now?
No, because I tweezed it all this morning.
Good for you.
But once you know,
it's there.
Sparklers, those of you with beard hair like me and Duck Dynasty.
Let's not call it beard hair.
You just feel it and then you cannot let it go. It's just there forever and you just sit and touch it. So,
I know plenty of people who have let it go.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah. That has let it all go.
Yes.
No. We go after it as if it's a full-time job. My ear hair, I have been known to be sitting there feeling and picking.
But you're not recording a podcast for all the hundreds of people that watch. So watch you do it.
I think you get older. Like I've been picking ear hair for 10 years. I don't know when it showed up, sometime around 40. But you kind of get to a point where you just don't give a shit.
Yeah, I know.
So it's like you're all watching me and I know you're thinking, is he picking ear hairs? And I'm like, yeah. And I might blow a fart in a minute. We'll see.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Lucky.
Definitely when I'm 60, I'll fart in Target and be like, all in a day.
That was for you. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Did I tell you about a family member that used to like fart out loud and go, there's a kiss for you? I thought it was the stupidest thing I ever heard. Literally, everyone standing around was completely appalled, and I was rolling. I thought, because he said it like he was a gangster.
Yeah.
Like, there's a kiss for you.
I would have laughed too, for sure.
I mean, that's funny.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Anyway.
That's what this episode is called. There's a kiss for you.
People will see the title and be like, ah, and then listen to it and be like, yikes.
With poop emoji.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Our like Anchor, where we record, said that we're like in the top 84% of comedy podcasts in our recordings.
Give me one of these. Little dust in the shoulders, because we're awesome. Dust in the shoulders.
And on that note, we quit.
We'll show you. You
Bye.
give us anything below an A-, and we're out of here. There's a kiss for you. All right. Oh, I was going to tell you that I heard the other day, people will say axe, use the word axe.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I heard something wonderful about this that was really interesting, because I've always reserved judgment for that. But in my mind, I've always thought, why? But it was an article about that said African-American people, that is the way they say it. And it feels like home to them. It's not anything strange. And they said, we all do it. And then they started pointing out words. Like when they said it, I was like, oh shit. And I've never thought about it. And they're like, it's said wrong. And I'm trying to think of what one of the words was. Comfortable. That was it. That's the word.
Comfortable?
Comfortable.
And what's wrong
They're
with
like, comfortable. Think about it. How do you spell it?
Comfortable. Comfortable.
And we say comfortable. They're like, you reverse the T and the R.
That's true.
It's comfortable. We say comfortable.
Yeah.
Same thing. It's just a language. It's how it develops. It means nothing.
Right. So good and true. I never even thought of it.
I know. I found that helpful. Let's dial down the judgment.
Yeah.
But listen, right now, I've been judgy lately.
Softly and tenderly, Jesus is calling. Okay, what's up? Bring it to the altar.
Oh, sinner, come home. When I go to the altar, I like to have one person on either side of me with their arms around me, and then one person in front of me speaking the truth of Jesus to me.
Absolutely, you do.
Yes. When I get saved, I listened to Leslie Jordan gives a lead in AA. I need to send it to you because it's magical.
Of course.
Magical. Yeah. And he talks about how he grew up Southern Baptist and was saved or baptized like 17 times. He's like, Lord, I've been baptized in creeks, swimming pools, other places. And he said, and Southern Baptists are once saved, always saved. No matter what you do, you're saved forever. He said his mama kept saying, honey, you're saved. Why do you keep doing this? He goes, but I just felt like nothing could get me clean. It's a great lead. Sobercast. Look up Leslie Jordan if you're looking for a good podcast. I think his lead is about 30 minutes, maybe 35, something like that. But it is completely entertaining.
Of course.
And wonderful. Anyway, I was saying I've been judgy, and I have been judgy. Because when I get in space where I feel out of control, I just try to control everything around me. And I'm not a super controlling person, honestly. I'm really not.
Okay.
Like I like my things a certain way, but I'm not like if you're like, can we meet tomorrow? I don't feel like doing it tonight. I'll be like, all right, it's fine.
Yeah.
That way. Or like where we're going on vacation or when we're leaving or where we're eating or what movie we're seeing. I don't really care that much. So I'm not controlling in that way.
Right.
But I do like my things a certain way.
Your
Case in
podcast.
point. My podcast. Yes.
Yes.
That is true. Okay.
Yeah.
So in my work, I'm a perfectionist.
Yes.
Yes. And
Nothing
I do
wrong
tend
with
to
it.
be. In the rest of my life, I am not.
Yeah.
But in my work, I value excellence and I work really hard at making sure everything is done well. It's true. But what I've noticed is we moved into this house, and because we're getting settled and I'm doing new work that I haven't done before. I don't know if you've watched on my social media, but I've been talking about the difference between being lazy and being fearful. That those are two different things, but sometimes we conflate them, we combine them, and we think that we're lazy when really we're just afraid to move forward because we're afraid we'll fail, or we're stuck because we don't know how to proceed forward.
Yeah.
So we just sit, and then we think we're lazy, but it's not really about laziness. It's about fear of knowing how to move forward next. Okay, great. So I had all that stuff going through my head. And what I started to notice was I was so obsessed with our kitchen being clean. Leslie, 3 times a day. And I was pissed if I found one little speck of grease on the stove. I was like, just clean this damn thing. And I was cleaning it again. And I thought, I didn't even realize it was happening for a while. I literally believed everyone was out to get me.
Yes.
No, I really believed. I feel like they're just doing this. It's just, why are they doing this? And then I realized that I was being an asshole. It just came to me one day. You are very focused on this kitchen. Wonder if it might be about something else. Because I sort of live by the principle, if you're not the problem, then there is no solution. Once I figured that out, I eased off of it, backed off it, and was like, I'm going to let it go.
I am lazy and fearful, both. I am both.
Double whammy.
Double whammy. Actually, honestly, I think what you said is right. When I feel fearful, I get paralyzed. And when I get paralyzed, I just want to do something else. That's
what I'm saying. That's not lazy.
But I actually think I am lazy. I'm an Enneagram 9. I love to lay around and just veg. I'm not going to be out being like you're going to paint the whole dang house and then go to Target and get new. That wears me out, just even thinking about it. So you do have, to me, lazy is without energy. So wherever you're channeling your energy is all not lazy to me. I mean, I look at you and go, never been lazy a day in his life.
But I'm curious if you're talking about actual true to the core of you laziness, or I like to lay around, because liking to lay around isn't lazy.
I mean, I guess at work, I work really hard.
You do. I watched you.
But when I get home, you're getting this from me right now. I'm not at my peak. I'm not at my best. I'm worn out. I am drained to the lowest amount of energy I could possibly have. I don't want to do anything, which means I don't do laundry. I don't clean up. I don't cook. My house is a wreck. I can't do more than what I've just done at work. That's it. So I guess, I don't know if that's lazy or just a personality.
I don't know if it's personality or whatever. And the truth is, I don't really care. As far as, does that mean a person is something bad or deficient or whatever? No, because it's not all about accomplishing. I was just talking to someone recently who's going through a kind of a complicated time. And in everything that he can control, he's getting A's, like an A+. In what he can't control, life is really difficult. So I don't think we should be graded on what we can't control. I think we should just be graded on what is within our ability to manage or do. Now, is cleaning the house, cooking, cleaning, all that? Yeah, it's within our capabilities, but also you want to live. And if you're tired and you're coming home, this might be a season. It might be, or has it been a 30-year season?
I don't know. I think you're completely right.
When your kids were young, you had to go, right?
Right.
I mean, you were taking care of those babies and getting them baths and doing all the things.
Yeah, I think I'm a bad example of what you're trying to say, because I really am lazy. If you saw my bedroom, my upstairs, you saw my kitchen counter right now, that, I am lazy.
I'll end here and we can talk about something else, but I just know that my experience of you is a person who gives, a person who loves well, a person who takes time to express themselves in order for others to get better or to feel seen or to feel not crazy. And all of that stuff to me has such great value because a lot of people don't do that. That is all stuff that requires energy.
Sure.
For me, the house cleaning isn't look how much energy I have. It's ADD, and a clean home and clean spaces help me feel. But if you saw my car, you'd be like, oh shit, because my car is not clean at all. And I don't care.
Yes.
There could be a sandwich in the back seat, half eaten, sit there for 6 weeks. And I'm like, cheers.
Mm-hmm.
I just think everybody needs to stop being so hard on themselves. We're all doing our best.
Oh my God. Yes. I agree with you.
Well, you know, we are doing our best.
I think a lot of times, I think you're right too. Like for me, being called lazy isn't necessarily like for you, that is like your fear. I'm not lazy. I work, right? Like those are the things. So you're right. It does come out of fear. For me, lazy is, yeah, I am. But for me, it's weird because it sounds the same, but it's different. Like I want to do a good job. Yeah. So if that is, I am in charge of a brownie troop, then I'm going to do a good job at that. But my house is going to be a disgusting mess. Or I have to now work full time and be in charge of my own 401k and insurance and all that. That takes all my energy. And then when I get home, I can't, but I'm doing my best. Like I'm doing a good job. Right. Yeah. So like, yes, I think whatever our fear is kind of comes out in like an insult to us. Like, whatever it is, it feels like an insult to us when it's not, it's coming from a place of fear.
And some people are wired differently. I mean, we have to acknowledge that first of all, there's the whole idea that America is different than a lot of countries. You go over to Spain and they don't even start their day till like 11, you know, and then they work and then they eat something around 5 and then they might work a couple more hours and then they're out till 1 a.m. partying. It's how that works. And then there's how everybody's wired different. I mean, some people are just wake up and they just kind of go. Like Chris he is always happy. Like 99.9% of the time, he wakes up in a good mood. He doesn't seem to be someone who requires like getting fired up to go and get something done. He just does, you know? I don't think that's learned. I think that is how he's built. Yeah. And it's wonderful. And I love it. So good. But I think for the people who aren't built that way, I think we just beat ourselves up that we are somehow not enough. And I think those are old damn tapes.
Totally.
Mine are.
Yeah. It just hit me what my fear is. I can pinpoint it now. It's disappointing people, period. So I spend all of my time trying to please everybody. And then when I get home, I feel lazy. And it's just because I'm so worn out from it. That's what it is. Found it, pinpointed it. Boom. Yeah. So
now, I wonder if you got that further under control, if you would be less exhausted.
Probably. I would probably have more energy.
You know what I mean?
I need to like dust my shoulder off.
Because you pinpointed that shit?
Yeah. I think that's 100% what my thing is.
Then it is.
Guys, we've had an aha moment here on Fire Away.
Finally, Leslie is figuring her shit out. And me and all the sparklers have a prayer chain separate from you. And we've been praying for this moment. Lord Jesus, help her figure it out.
Yeah, that's it. I spend all day trying to make everybody happy that when I get home, lazy comes out. And I actually love it because I don't have to do anything. I don't have to please anybody. I can just be like, thank God it's over.
You need to be in an environment like I was in Flint, Michigan for 7 years where everyone just hates you and there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, I'm not kidding. I'd be up there leading worship and there are people like this in the front row, not singing and just staring at me like they hated me and I didn't do anything to them.
Right.
I'll tell you, 7 years of getting your ass kicked like that. And you kind of come out, not that I don't care what people think, because I do, but not nearly like I used to.
Yeah.
That wore a lot of it out of me.
God. Well, as I like to say, you're 10 years ahead of me. So maybe I'll get with it in the next couple.
Yeah. When you're 52, you're going to be like, I cleaned my house. I painted that wall. I did some laundry.
Yeah, man, that all paralyzes me. I
didn't make my bed till 3:00 today.
Whoa, I don't make my bed ever.
Okay, I want to turn a corner. We got to talk about some Christmas.
Okay, great. I love Christmas.
Me too. And I love Christmas.
I didn't get that impression. I thought you were just
I don't
like,
go crazy. I'm not like crazy Christmas, but my house is all decorated. I think about my presents in advance. I get excited about those. Mm-hmm. But I'm just not like 24/7 with the Christmas music and Christina Aguilera Christmas album. Love you, Christina. Here's a kiss for you.
Here's a kiss for you. That has to be the name of this. That has to. I swear, with a mistletoe.
Yes. We say it enough throughout this podcast, then we can make that the title.
Yeah, I love it.
So anyway, I saw this TikTok, and I've sent you a couple to look at,
seen it,
of the flying drummers in one of the mega churches.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the guy that originally posted it, he didn't post it to say, look how stupid megachurch is. He was just like, look at this. He just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Well, what ended up happening is people jumped on it and were like, the church is stupid. My God, why would you ever do that? The comments are hilarious. People are like, oh my God, my favorite part of the Christmas story is when the flying drummers went around baby Jesus in the manger. Oh. I mean, the comments alone are hilarious on TikTok. And then I saw this video of the Grinch, and it was literally started with the Grinch at this big organ, like doing the Phantom of the Opera, da, 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 and then it goes into Michael Jackson's Thriller. All of these zombies come out, and they're all like, I don't know what this has to do with Christmas, but they all come out on stage and are doing their like, whatever, and walking weird. And they all get into the setup of the Thriller dance, the zombie dance, and they dance it. Meanwhile, a guy comes out in a Michael Jackson coat, rapping, the Grinch is bad, the Grinch ain't good. It's like all of this. I'm just watching it like this. Like, what is happening right now? This is a Christmas program at one of the largest churches in the nation.
With the Grinch? That was a church thing? No.
Oh, yeah. Swear to God. Yes. Church on the Move in like Kansas or.
Oh, Church on the Move.
Yes. And it's like, apparently it's like a decade ago they did this, because it said posted 11 years ago on YouTube. You can look it up. It's just, I typed in Grinch, Michael Jackson, church.
OMLJG. What?
I mean,
what do we expect for a Christmas Eve service?
Well, and this is where I've said that I don't want to be judgy.
Right.
But it seems like it has to be bigger and bigger and bigger. And I was a part of all that for a long time. But when stuff like that came across the table, I would just feel so conflicted. Like, why are we doing this?
Well, here's the thing.
What's the why?
A savior was born in a manger, in a barn with hay. It was not flashy. That is the premise of the whole thing, is that Jesus was born into this humble experience. And here we are, flying drums. We've made it about something else. But
not only flying drum, did you see him? He had like LED lights like all across his chest and legs.
There we are, the consumers, just like, that's where we're going to go to church. I mean, it's a mega church. People are going and they're consuming it. That's what they want.
Is it though? I feel like it's the reverse. It's what we're telling them they want.
Yeah.
So we're conditioning them. And I think that we're thinking the young people will love this. But I'm telling you right now, my daughter and every one of her friends, her age, would be rolling their eyes or would be laughing at how stupid it all was.
Yes.
And be like, oh my God, you don't know us at all. This is so dumb. I think they would more appreciate walking in an old church with stained glass windows and just hearing the Christmas story simple. What's this?
Pendulum. It's the pendulum.
Yeah.
They say the boomers are the ones that love the entertain me worship. And it's now Gen Z that's like, we don't want fake. We don't want the show. Give us authenticity. Give us tradition. Give us what it's about. I think that it's all about putting the next generation on our shoulders and going with them. That's, to me, how the greatest story ever told keeps getting told, through the lens of what they relate to. I don't know.
Happy birthday, Jesus. Here's a flying drummer.
Oh, you know what it is?
What is it?
It's this.
Are you pinpointing something else?
I don't know. We would take pictures of things that happen to us. So we go to Disney, take a picture, move on, go get on Space Mountain. That was it. Now we go to Disney to take a picture. But that's what church is doing too. Like, they're thinking of that Instagram reel that's going to be shared and what it looks like, because that's what we think is real. And it's not. We're creating this. Yeah. And it's not real.
Yeah. Well, and I would even say that in some ways we've co-opted authentic stories. We're creating these, what we're calling authentic moments, with these stories of somebody who's gone through a hard time. And literally we're sitting in teams, I've been a part of them, looking for like, who's got the story, who went through something awful. And it'd be like, can we not interview that person that lost her child 2 weeks ago?
Right.
Oh, I'm about to tell a story.
Okay.
So we had a weekend in a service that I was in one time on grief. And these two people had lost their daughter. I loved them, to neuroblastoma. And I was doing the interviewing. Leslie, it's one of the best things that I've ever been a part of in ministry, because when I sat with them, I thought, I'm just not going to expect us to get to some happy place because their daughter's dead.
Right. Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. And so I was asking them for the freedom to tell the honest to goodness story. Now, these two, they told the damn story, and it was heart-wrenching, very, very sad. And then there was a moment, I asked them if I could pray for them.
Yeah.
And while I was praying for them, the cameras were running. She was weeping. So when we edited this video, we left that part in because we were talking about teaching people how to grieve. That as believers, or the hope of Jesus, or whatever you want to say, does not mean no tears, does not mean that you have to get to a happy place, right? Yeah. But after we watched that in rehearsal, someone said to me, "That is so sad. I didn't know it was going to be that sad." And the only thing I could say was, their daughter's dead. That's sad. She was 3 and she's dead. I mean, it was just so strange. But I feel like sometimes those churches go to that place too, where they want to sanitize these stories and give a happy ending. When I was in Flint one time, this guy gave a testimony about being addicted to porn and how it was ruining his relationship and his life. And it ended with, "Yeah, it's been really tough. It's something that I struggle with every day." And then he walked down. Like, that's it.
That's it.
And I was like, yes, that was like the best. Like, the end. That's the end of his story. Not, so what I've done is, here's how it all got fixed. It's like, can we just be honest and say, we're all just effed up, broken, messed up people trying to do the best that we can. And sometimes we're really, really great and successful at things. And sometimes we just aren't.
Right.
You know, let's all stop pretending. The end.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's so true.
And Christmas, I mean, doesn't that give us permission to not have to have it all together, because hope is coming?
Yes.
And it has nothing to do with what we've accomplished, how many presents we've wrapped, what kind of dinner we put together, who's coming, who's not coming, all the hustle and bustle.
Totally. Nowadays, people are like getting their, I've got a special gown that I want to wear when I have this baby, and I want do my hair, do my makeup, have a professional photographer in the room. And you think, and then Mary had a baby in a barn and cow poop and hay and all of that. We've lost hope. And like, to me, it's like, let's bring it back down to what it's about. Instead of just glamorizing it, That's
why I love those videos of the behind the scenes of, like, it's usually on SNL or something, some girl having a baby and she's screaming.
Exactly. You pooped on a a table in front of your friends and family. And that's how it all went down. Let's be real.
And then the next picture of them is with a crown and a baby and a boa around their neck. Look at my baby, and my brows are on point.
Perfect.
Here's a kiss for you.
That's so true. It's so true. Like, let's just stop with it all. Stop with the hands on our hips pictures. Stop with the flying drummers. Stop. Just be you. Just be ourselves. Whatever it is, be yourself.
But what if myself is making sure I get that good selfie just perfect? Oh, my goodness.
Oh, jeez.
Well, let's see. We have figured out Christmas. We have figured out judgmental people, laziness, fear.
What's your favorite Christmas movie? I'm sorry.
My new favorite Christmas movie is Love Actually.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever seen it?
I can't get into it. I've tried, and I know everybody likes it. I could never get into it for some reason.
I love it. You're going to need to give it another shot. Okay. Like I've given Yellowstone another shot. Here's to 6 episodes in.
My God, who even are you?
Do
you like it?
Then we're going to get back to Love Actually.
Yes.
Okay. Yellowstone. Yes, I like it, but I think there are some really, really corny moments where the writing is just bad. I don't know if you remember, because you're probably 5 seasons in, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But there was a couple, and they're attached to the side of a cliff where they've fallen off because a bear chased them.
I remember this. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And this guy comes up there to rescue them, and he looks over. He's got a rope in his hand. He's a cowboy. Rip.
Mm-hmm. Rip.
So Rip says to them, "Is this your boyfriend?" That's one of the first things he says to the lady. "Is this your boyfriend?" And she's like, "Yes, please save us. He doesn't speak English." Or what? He's like, "He doesn't speak English?" He's like, no. And he's like, "How did you guys get here?" I'm like, throw that damn rope down there.
Throw him a rope.
Do you know what I mean? It was see, what happened was we got off the beaten path. We got a little lost. We ran into a bear. So dumb. So there's some of that, but the overarching theme is, yes, it's very interesting. And the character Beth, I can't even with her. I think that I'm supposed to feel bad for her because of her troubled childhood. I had one too, and I'm not the devil incarnate.
Yes, exactly.
And Kevin Costner is a murderer.
Yes.
And again, so it's just like I'm watching really, really awful people who do awful things. And I keep having this thing in the back of my head whenever you see a tender moment with Kevin Costner and his grandson that I'm like, he murders people or has people murdered.
It's kind of like you have to take the stance of, and I never watched this show, but it's like The Sopranos. It's about the mafia. I mean,
yeah, this is like the Western hee-haw mafia.
You're exactly. And then at night they come home and have family dinner, and it's somehow like endearing.
It's hard for me to believe that it's set in 2020 or 2018 or whenever it began, because it feels like something that would have happened 150 years ago where people would actually just pull out a gun and shoot somebody. But I haven't given up on it. And it's not because I'm necessarily trying not to give up on it. It's because there is something about that I like. So who knows what I'll end up taking from it, if anything. What do you like about it?
I love the idea of like living on a ranch with all those mountains around you and stuff like that. That's kind of cool. I think I just want them to turn out okay. Like I want them to be good people. And I keep looking for that. I think that's what I keep looking for is like the goodness in them.
Yeah.
And sometimes you'll see it.
Yeah, you do every once in a while. Yeah. Nobody's all one thing, but like they're killing people.
For sure.
I mean, that's
they all are. Like all of them. Like you've got the,
there's the balance. Yeah, right. I know that, but they're all doing it. So
they're all killing each other.
It's fine.
I mean, I'm not justifying. I'm just saying it's not just the Duttons. It's like literally everybody in town's killing each other.
Yeah, it's what we do. Here's a kiss for you.
Here's little kids for you.
Well, it's interesting. That's for sure. But anyway, Love Actually, here's why it's my new favorite Christmas movie. I mean, of course, I love Elf. Like, Elf actually makes me get teary every time he flies over Joby in the back of Santa's sleigh. The music swells there and I'm a goner. Same with E.T. when he rides his bike across the moon. Okay. Love Actually. That movie, I had seen it a few times and I really loved it. Well, when Chris and I were falling in love, 2020, end of the year, met him on my 50th birthday, November 20th. So 3 weeks later, like I'm crazy about this man, just crazy about him. And he was here in Cincinnati and I was in Indianapolis. And I was like, I'd really love to see this movie with you or whatever. He was like, let's watch it. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, let's watch it on FaceTime.
Oh.
I'm not even kidding. We watched and it's not an hour and a half movie. It's like 2 hours and 15 minutes or 2 hours and 10 minutes, something like that. We watched the whole movie. I sat in the floor. When you're in love, new love, you know what I mean? It's like, what? Sit on this bed of nails for 2.5 hours? Absolutely.
Never
no
feel
problem.
It. Won't even feel it.
Are you comfortable? So comfortable. I'm fine. Yeah. I sat on the hardwood floor in front of that TV. I had my FaceTimer on the TV screen so we could see it together. And then every once in a while I would chime in and be like, that is blah, blah, blah. And tell him what was happening. So he actually, I didn't realize it until later, has screenshots of me like my finger pointing at stuff and like my face around the corner with the TV screen in the background.
Yes.
So it is now going to be a tradition for us to watch that movie every year.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's sweet. I love all the Christmas movies. I don't think there's one I don't like, but like kind of the off-brand ones that I like is While You Were Sleeping with Sandra Bullock.
I've seen that one time and that's it. And I liked it.
It's really good. And then the second one is The Holiday with
I just saw that movie 6-8 months ago.
Yeah.
It was really good.
That
Kate Winslet?
Yes.
Yes.
That cottage is like my dream home.
Yeah.
Like living there, like that is my dream home.
Okay.
So I always say, if you want to know what I want to live in, it's the cottage on The Holiday.
That was a really cute movie. Yeah, I really, really did like that one.
Yeah.
And have you seen that new one, Spirited?
I saw half of it and fell asleep, but it's really cute. I thought it was really cute. Yeah.
Okay.
I just fell asleep because I was exhausted. I need to finish
And what about the new version of The Christmas Story?
I haven't seen it. I'm telling you, I am behind.
I wonder if it's good. Is it getting any good reviews?
I think so. I think everybody's loving it.
I don't know if I'll watch it. I don't know why I feel like I won't. Like, I'm not just going to say that I will. I feel like I'm probably not going to watch it.
Okay, I'll watch it and let you know if it's good or if you should or why you should. I'll make
and
a little PowerPoint.
And then if you like it and you tell me it's good, I'll watch it in 7 years.
Right.
Yeah.
You and my sister both. You're both exactly the same in that category. Will not watch what I recommend. My
sister would not usually watch what I watched because maybe once or twice, and I knew she liked a happy movie. She liked a movie with a happy ending. I gave her a movie that didn't end happy. And she called me and she was pissed. The credits rolled and somebody was dead. She was like, that's the ending?
Yes.
So then she was like, forget it.
That movie in the 90s with John Travolta called Angel, and he had those stupid wings. I don't remember what the hell happened. It wasn't called Angel. You are old now. Yeah, whatever. I swore. You're old. You did it. You did it. You've called it Angel. What was it called? Wings? Michael. Wings. I so wish this was a moment with your kids where you're like, you remember that movie with John Travolta, Wings? They'd be like, Wings was a sitcom back in the 90s. I don't know. It's like, right. Oh, no, it was called Angel. Well, I swear to God, I would never watch that movie again. In the Moorhead Cinema, I said, I will never watch that movie again. I cried. I hated it. I sobbed. And it was just like, never again. What ends up happening? I don't remember. Again? I think something like, it was bad. It was a sad ending and it broke my heart. I was like, I will never watch that again. Okay, try this one on for size. The operative word here is size, because have you ever seen the movie The Crying Game? No. Okay. I know this movie came out in like 1992 because I saw it at the theater with my ex-wife on one side and my mother on the other side. Now, we went to the theater
just to go see a movie. We didn't know what was playing or whatever. We showed up. There's a movie poster and it's a woman with a gun. I'm thinking, oh, it must be a murder mystery. The first 15 minutes is a lot of something with the KGB. And there's this woman who you think is maybe a prostitute and running around. And you're just kind of like, God, this feels dark and heavy. And I don't even know what's happening. And then finally, this man comes over her house and they start with the making out and all that. And I'm just like, dear God, my mother is sitting right next to me. You know what I mean? That feeling. Yes. And then it's like, here they go. She's got on a silky robe and it starts panning down. And you see sort of the chest. I'm just like, Mom, oh no. And it gets all the way down to the nether regions and it's a penis. It was a penis. And Leslie, I don't know how big that is in real life, but on the silver screen, when you're just shooting a penis, it was 3 feet wide and 6 feet long.
Oh, your little mom.
My mom, literally, here's what I heard from my mom. Oh my gosh. And I was like, we can leave. We can leave. And I was starting to get up and she goes, we aren't going anywhere. Someone might see me. And she had on a t-shirt, swear to God, that said, it looked like a Pepsi symbol. And it said, Jesus, the choice of the next generation. Oh my God. The crying game.
Well, there you go.
I didn't know what was happening, but I did when it got to the chest and the robe was just open a little bit. I thought, oh, we're dealing with little bubbies here, but I didn't know. And then all of a sudden I was like, whoa.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Uncomfortable. And listen,
have a little kiss.
Here's a kiss for you. Listen. The movie never got any better. It was awful. It was psychological craziness. And by the end, she'd cut off all of her hair and was wandering around in a stupor on heroin or something. And that movie got such wonderful reviews.
Whoa.
It's terrible.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I haven't laughed that hard in a long time, Matt. Thank you.
I
hope that really conveys to our listeners because I hope they laugh that hard.
Well, and if you want to recreate this moment, you can order the crying game and just probably watch the first 20 minutes of it.
See for yourself. Just see it for yourself.
Yeah. And just to get to that part and imagine my mom saying, oh my gosh.
LDG. That is a perfect LDG moment. That's it.
Times 10. Oh, hi, sweetie. Are you bringing food?
That's so nice, Chris.
Look at this. We're at the end. Look at this. Little Sammy. He said little Sammy.
It's a whole hamburger or something.
It sure is.
God. Well, let's go so we can eat.
That's it for us today on Fire Away. We'll be back with more seriously funny conversations next week. Don't forget to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Podcast Fire Away and on Instagram at fireaway_podcast. And watch us via video on our YouTube channel. And fire this podcast off to a few friends.
3 more episodes.
3 more episodes. Leslie, hit us with a little fire away.
Fire away.
Chloe, hit us with your little fire away.
Fire away.
Matt, hit us with a little fire away.
Fire away. Merry Christmas. Hey, don't stress out while you're buying all your stuff and hustling around and keep your road rage under control. It's Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Stressed?
Happy
And
Hanukkah.
all of you ladies out there that would say, it's my job to make this whole thing happen and I'm sick of it. Let me tell you something. It is Jesus's job to make it happen.
It is.
And he already did it.
Actually, Mary's. She pushed it out. So then
I'm screenshotting your face when you say she pushed it out.